Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. You all know how I feel about Bitcoin Maximus. They are a tribe of crude, knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing troglodytes whose intelligence is roughly equivalent to that of a cashew. These savages live under a bridge, next to a warm dumpster fire, subsist on room-temperature cottage cheese, and charge passing strangers in Bitcoin, which can cause delays of several days for those trying to cross the bridge. You do realize how I feel about them, right? They're an insufferable horde of poisonous, crazy, foolish people, or robots, trolls. I'd like to relay to you a comment made by one of these beings since there's a guy with over 500,000 followers on X, previously known as Twitter. The fact that a patent application for XRP was submitted in 1988 was also made public. There you go. XRP. In 1988, a patent was submitted for XRP. In the end, the document was authorized, and he distributed it. What a shocking development. Are you sitting on the edge of your seat because you just can't wait? It's ludicrous, all right. Max Kaiser himself has been identified. I should probably clarify that I have zero experience in the financial sector before continuing. I'm not here to give you money advice. And you should not make any financial decisions based on what I write or say. As a pastime, I like discussing various aspects of cryptography in video form on YouTube. And for lark's sake. Now listen, I constantly speak out against the poisonous bullshit. What else can you do but chuckle at the extreme tribalism coming from some of these folks who have incredibly hefty Bitcoin bags, but perhaps not spectacular thinking capacity? I like to poke fun at it a little bit. You know, these guys aren't exactly the modern world's top brains. Weak mental faculties. It seems reasonable to assume that many of these traits are present in at least some of these people. They hold an ideology that makes one want to throw up. This was evident to me when I first started researching cryptocurrencies in 2017. I do recall learning about Bitcoin and other coins that were generating a lot of hype at the time. Even though it's been 6 years since I first found this, the same enthusiasm I felt then remains today. There's this huge crypto community that I can participate in, and there's something to it because I saw the potential in it early on and was convinced that it would succeed. I've said as much numerous times. However, I soon learned that many people who were in the market before me disliked me because I shared their early enthusiasm for XRP. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basics XRP website: XRP pundit mocks Bitcoin and Chainlink maxis, lobbying BlackRock and bankers. That's right, the poisonous Bitcoin maxi trolls. I'm a little bored of it, and it's really stupid as TOPI the stupid. One of the most well-known members of the XRP community, Nits Dollars, tweeted recently about how the crypto world is changing. Many Bitcoin maximalists and Chainlink enthusiasts have sneered at XRP as a banker's S-word coin due to the coin's stability requirements book's comparisons to Bitcoin. This feeling originated from the common consensus that XRP is a digital asset created for the mutual benefit of the public and the financial sector. I'm not going to go through this article, but I thought I'd grab the headline for reference. It's from June 25, 2017. The banks don't care about you, and they'll tell you anything you want to hear to convince you that Ripple XRP is decentralized when in fact it's not. You'd see this kind of thing all the time, and yes, technically it's accurate because Ripple's is a firm, but people usually mean XRP when they use the term. XRP was the banker's coin, right? But then they'd turn around and say, but none of the banks are using it. That's such a wonderful irony in hindsight. Which is it, then? They'd say stuff like it's the banker's coin because bankers are using it, and it's not the banker's coin because bankers aren't using it, neither of which makes much sense, but at least they're consistent in saying the right things. And years later, Jack Mallers came along. You know, Jack Mallers founded a company called Strike, and part of what they're doing is promoting Bitcoin in conjunction with Lightning Network technology as a bridge currency. You don't hear Bitcoin being labeled the banker's coin by the same fools who like to say things for no good reason, even though their positioning of Bitcoin as a bridge currency is quite similar to Ripple's stance in XRP as a bridge currency. They just spout forth because they feel threatened, or for whatever reason, and there has never been much critical thought behind it. I've seen this nonsense for a long time, but there are certain people who are so plainly dishonest that it blows my mind that anyone would listen to them. Considering that Have is one of the most well-known Bitcoin and Maximus in this case in the world, and that XRP has had a patent since 1980, it's reasonable to wonder what else he might be saying that isn't true if he's willing to lie about something as obvious as this. If you've ever thought, hey, this guy might not be operating in good faith, because who is he tricking with this, then you know the feeling. So, here is what transpired. This is the origin of the tweet. The date here is June 23rd. John Deaton, who was active on Twitter at the time, wrote on June 21st, "What is inconsistent is that so many Bitcoin maxis fancied themselves libertarians, and then applauded or celebrated the massive and gross overreach by the SEC. This action, which is now known as retweeting, was the term of the day at the time." Yeah. I'll simply add that Attorney Deaton had made same observation regarding Max Keiser. Keiser had been railing against the large government until it came after his pet peeves, Ripple and XRP. John Deaton emphasizes this ideological and consensual consistency since truth is irrelevant to Max Keiser. He wants only one thing. Leave his followers alone, they're all straight, damn the truth. It makes no difference. He is willing to lie to you if it means achieving his goals. He then went on to say that the SEC is overreaching, but that won't stop them from eliminating XRP and all other S-word coins except Bitcoin. Then on June 23rd he published that from Deaton. Obviously, nothing can harm it. Because those with wealth and influence can disregard almost any laws in the financial markets and on Wall Street. The upkeep of Brad Garlinghous's Ponzi scheme has consumed a significant portion of his time. But the Federal Reserve and Jamie Dimon have unlimited resources, thus XRP will eventually be devalued. Because it's utterly ridiculous, I deconstructed it when he first posted it. That's why I won't be devoting much energy to this. I'm only demonstrating the context of our most recent exchange. I'll tell you what, at this point in time, like a 5 million XRP is the only large cap coin on the entire damn planet that has legal certainty in the United States, and I'd want to have a little laugh like Nelson from The Simpsons because of this. That is lacking from even Bitcoin. And he predicted a severe reduction in XRP. To the contrary, he's about as intelligent as a good milky blasted dumbstick. Here we are as of yesterday, September 24th, thanks to this and this. Fiddler Jeff copied and pasted some text from an Anthony Pompliano post. On August 17th, we saw yet another Bitcoin maximalist. I meant to say August 31st, 2017. This was only a few months before he turned into a maximalist and when I first began dabbling in cryptography. So, even back then, he was a huge Bitcoin advocate. But he hadn't always evolved into a poisonous maximalist. At the time, Anthony Pompliano predicted that Ripple XRP will see similar success to Bitcoin once it was discovered by CNBC and institutional investors. He confused Ripple with XRP as a natural consequence. But whatever good things he said about XRP, you won't hear them said today. No way, no how. Truly, he appeared to be overjoyed. His worldview has matured like a fine milk, just like that Ripple that got sued by the SEC and he thought was incorrect. It's entertaining to look back on this with the advantage of hindsight. That's why Max Keiser shared it again. And now, for the most up-to-the-minute standard, a snapshot of a recently accepted patent application. And David Schwartz, who everyone knows helped develop XRP and the XRP ledger, filed it. Dated this 25th day of August, 1988. This patent was also granted. This occurred on June 18, 1991. It took some time for the authorities to approve, but eventually they did. And that's only for a networked set of computers. I've discussed this topic on the channel before. Here's an example of an old headline that appeared on the Next Web. dated August 16, 2018. 20 years before blockchain approached him about it, Ripple's CTO had already created a distributed computer system. He also implemented a decentralized computer system. This patent serves that purpose, then. It's common knowledge. Many years have passed since I originally wrote about it. When it first started making the rounds. Simply put, I thought it was awesome. There is no reality to the ridiculous rumors and ideas that circulated online that David Schwartz was the brains behind Bitcoin. Certainly, no evidence exists. Putting that aside, here we see that Max Keiser, a genuine moron, has 534,400 followers, and he's displaying this. He then added that the patent makes it quite clear that XRP is a centralized S-word. That settles it, then. He is communicating with his over 500,000 fans that this is a typical XRP transaction, and that this centralization is evidenced by the pattern. Because if XRP is the first cryptocurrency, then Bitcoin must be the second. Of course, he didn't stop to think through the drivel he was spewing. Of course, at the time he posted this, he probably wasn't giving that any thought. Who in the world could possibly believe this? Individuals who require assistance putting on their shirts in the morning are likely already aware that most individuals these days routinely don helmets whenever they leave their homes for any reason at all. I mean, who else but the corrosive Bitcoin would have unhinged Magneto, but it's just such a muddled idea. This was reposted by XRP community attorney Bill Morgan, who argued that Max Keiser can't understand the difference between a patent over an invention and a permissionless functioning blockchain that anyone can build on, based on design that was invented has nothing to do with centralization. If Satoshi hadn't chosen to remain anonymous for all time, he may have gotten a patent for Bitcoin. Had he done so, it wouldn't have altered Bitcoin's underlying design, construction, or decentralized nature. In addition, please be aware that we have tracked down the original creator of XRP. The idea was conceived by Jed McCaleb, and there is evidence to show that he also persuaded David Schwartz to work on the project. Jed McCaleb is credited with coming up with the concept. Later, Arthur Brito joined in the efforts. However, I have already highlighted on the channel verification of this and related documents in the Republic. That being the case, this is obviously merely a distributed computing system and not something else. That settles the matter. With the way that it is written up, it wouldn't apply to XRP Ledger or Bitcoin the way that it is created specifically due to the significant technical differences between the two. I don't think it's necessary to dive into the technical details. Thus, it's probably not relevant to discuss here. When people use dumb sticks, I want to be able to push back. And I felt the need to drive the message even deeper. This is fantastic, I really enjoy it. It's well worth it if you can see your screen. This is a nice graphical aid. Neil Hardner, a worker at Ripple, has revealed this information. This is a real patent from a guy named Jeans D, and it's on your screen right now. Williams. And here we have a patent from November 18, 1980 for earplugs for animals. This gadget seems ridiculously amusing. I have no idea what went through his mind. Just looking at it, I can't see what purpose it serves. It's funny, though. Neil Harder, in any case, posted the genuine patent in question with the comment, "Hey, Max Keiser, I bet you think this is a patent to dose." That made me smile. I realized that Max Keiser is not as dim-witted as everyone says he is. This is what I call him because all he does is mislead others. That man is wicked for doing that, he remarked. You shouldn't assume that he is acting on purpose. He is deliberately misleading whoever is gullible enough to believe him. He has no problem fooling his own supporters. That's what makes him so repulsive to me. His behavior is really abhorrent. To my mind, he's not so dim-witted. His character just rubs me the wrong way. But his actions show that he is deliberately directing a large group of individuals. He holds a lot of sway in the industry. He has been invited to speak at numerous Bitcoin Maxi troll conventions, including those in Miami and elsewhere. He is constantly featured on national news programs, and these incidents are always highlighted. It is what it is, but I am arguing that he has had his own show on RT. I just wanted to take a second to completely dismantle and laugh at that, because I know that no one in this audience would have fell for it. I seriously doubt any of you would have. Unfortunately, this guy is deceiving, and there are individuals out there who truly believe what he says. This is especially true of crypto newbies. He is generally harmful to the crypto industry. Because he lies, he is a net negative for the Bitcoin community as a whole. Really nice sensations. This helps relieve stress. I enjoy using them whenever I get the chance to speak them. I'm relieved that I kept my cool. This helps relieve stress. I just don't think complaining about Max first thing in the morning is productive. I've never felt better. Now. It's going to be fantastic. Excellent flavor can be expected. Put your thoughts in the comments area. No, I don't give out financial advice. Do not use any of my advice as an excuse to treat yourself to anything. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.